Happy 60th Independence Day. At Gisco, we celebrate freedom, unity, and digital innovation. Together, we shape a smarter, more connected Gambia.
Hey guys, so let me take you through how I created the animation you just watched. I'll just give you brief. So the first thing I needed a concept. So I wanted to go for the modern vintage character kind of design. So I had the concept laid out. I just drew a sketch of it, as you can see. So these are characters that are out of proportion. So they have big hands, big legs, small heads, a small body. It's a very nice character style. So that's what I did. Then came to Adobe Illustrator to do the design. So as you can see, the characters are all here. This is the character. So it's for Gisco, and so as you can see, the way I label the characters, it's very important that you do your labeling properly. And usually I use A and B. So if usually other people, when they are doing their character design, when they're labeling, they use left hand, right hand, but it's more advisable to use A and B, because if you use left hand and right hand during the animation, if you flip the character, the left becomes right, so it can become an issue. Okay, where's the left, where's the right hand? So using A and B is better. So if your character is in 3/4, let's say 3/4 size, just like this, and side almost side view, and you can just use A and B. So A is the one on top, the hand on top, as you can see in this part here, and B is the one behind the character. The same thing for your leg, as you can see the way I named there. So the B goes behind your torso and all of those. So you have your eyes, and you can be way more complicated with this character design based on what you need to do. So before you design your character, you need to know what your character is actually going to do. So if your character is going to be sitting there, it may not be necessary to have some details. If it's going to be moving around, then you may need so once I'm done with this, I just export this. I export it as a PSD file, Photoshop file. Yeah, I didn't export it as Adobe Illustrator file, because the next software I'm going to use, Moho, somehow whenever I export the file, it feels wrong. It doesn't go well. So I just export it as a Photoshop file. Although it removes it from a vector image to a rasterized image. Yeah. So like it changes it from a vector image to a bitmap. So it loses some quality if you zoom in. That's there. So once I'm done with this, then I come to Moho Pro. So this is where I did the animation. I brought in the character, uploaded it. So you upload your character file, import, just general import, and then go to where your Photoshop file is, and then bring it inside. So you can see now. So this is the character. I just added a background. As you can see, roll the background, double click on the layer. You can blur the radius out, the image. You can change your image source. Like if you don't like this background image, you can change to a different one, but I was okay with this one, so I didn't need to change anything there. So when you bring in your character, it comes in the folder the way you exported it. So you just have to convert it to a bone layer, or you just right click here and then switch to a bone layer. Make sure you're in frame 0. For Moho, you have to be in frame 0 to make sure you do everything you want to do. So this is where I brought in the character, change it to a bone layer, and then rigged it. So the rigging is pretty easy, because you can just bind your layers to. It's likely I may make a tutorial on that. It's easy. You can just bind your layers to your bones, create your bones. They are following the right structure. You can see the parenting of the bones. So you just bind your bones to the layers, and then start the animation. So as you can see here, just the walking cycle. Then I brought in the voice. So I had to come to this section here and then move the voice over here. Okay, so because that's where I want it to be. You also have this is the voice here. So what you also want to do is that you also want a mouth. So like because I'm going to be lip syncing, so I had to create a mouth folder just for so I had to create a mouth folder, as you can see, and I made it a switch layer. If you click on the right click, you can make it a switch layer. So if you have a folder, let's say for example the eyes, you right click, you can convert it to a switch layer. This way you'll be able to switch between the different kinds of drawing. So in the mouth you have, I just did this manually. Like if you zoom into the mouth, you see you have A, E, I, A, E, O, U. So these are the phenoms, the different way the mouth is positioned. I just did this quickly, but this is not the right way of doing it. So once we are done with this, you come on your audio. Like if you click on the mouth, you right click on it, you double click on it, you come to the switch. It allows you to select audio sync. So you have to upload your audio onto Moho, and then you select it, click OK, bring it. So it's going to sync, it's going to auto lip sync your mouth. So as you can see, this is the mouth. So it's switching between the different, as you can see, it's switching between the different phenoms, different mouth shapes based on the amplitude of the audio. So you just play around with the animation. I added this in post. It was not here in the Adobe Illustrator. Mind you, I can design the whole character in Moho. I just decided to do it in Adobe Illustrator. You can design you can do all your production here in Moho, and then when you're done, export it for final editing. But I just decided to do it in AI. I'm trying to get my hands more into AI. Rather, Adobe Illustrator. I don't mean AI, I mean Adobe Illustrator. So that's it. So I just brought in, you can play around with the flag. I brought in a flag. As you can see, the flag, I had to modify the hands, put the finger. So you just play around with it. There are some things you don't foresee. Is when you're doing the animation that you realize that, okay, this character should do this and this and that. So you have to make adjustment and tweakings and all this. So once you've done with your whole animation and you're okay with it, you export animation, then click and then okay. So once I'm done with that, the next thing I do, I bring it into CapCut. I like working with CapCut. It's easy. It has a lot of effects. You don't have to do things manually, so it's fast and quick. I change my settings, my workspace to be vertical, and because I'll be using a lot of sound effects, so you can see. So for the site I use for the sound, I use Pixabay. Yeah, so in Pixabay I use Pixabay to get the sound, so it's easy. You can just search for the kind of sound you're looking for based on your character. So I know the character had to walk, so I needed to look for something walking. So you can see the walking. So I brought in the video clip. This is the video clip, the full animation, and then what I did, I brought in the full video clip, and then as you can see, I resized it. I made it 1080 by 1350 in CapCut, and then so I want it vertical and zoomed in, scaled it, and then cut. So you see, I wanted some parts zoomed in just to make it more interesting. So these are basic things. So the main thing is just you have the national anthem at the bottom here, lowered, and just some sound effects, like as it moves the hand, you have a whoosh. So when those sounds are coming, you have the interface. You just search for digital, you see some sounds you can play around with. So that's basically the sound effects, and then I added the text to it here. So if you come to text, you have different types that you can walk around or you can play with. They have different. CapCut has a lot of text templates that you can play around with. So you just check around and see which one is nice, and then bring that into your design. And so once I was through with everything, and then it needed closing action. So for this one, I actually did it in Canva. So just to make it quick, I went to Canva quickly, took a screenshot of this, a picture of this. You can just right click here, export still frame. So it just takes a picture, a screenshot. I took that into Canva, and then so you say I brought into Canva, put a rectangle behind it, reduce the opacity, the transparency, brought the logo, the Happy Independence info. This is just a circle, two circles. You can adjust the timing. You click on an element. Let's say, for example, this. Right click, hide timing. Right, like by default it will be like this, but if you right click on it, you can show timing. So I adjusted the timing. I didn't want everything to come at once. So if you click on duration, so you can see the Happy Independence comes first, then the info at Gisco. Then once you're done with that, export, download that and bring it back into CapCut, and we're good to go. Your audience, they are faded out, export, and you have a final animation. So that's basically the process, and it takes time, it takes effort, and if you have a clear picture of what you want to do, it's very quick and easy. But if you don't know what you're doing, if you're just trying out, you could spend hours on it, but it's part of the journey. That's it. You don't get the immediate pleasure with animation, but when you see the final result, then it's more amazing and lovely. So I hope you love this video. Feel free to like, share, and comment. See you guys later. Bye.